Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Girls Night Live. We're so happy to have you here today. We're coming to you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with Priya Osuri, owner and founder of Anar Gourmet Foods. Thank you for being here, Priya, and welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here. As Becky mentioned, I'm Priya. I'm the founder and owner of Anar Gourmet Foods, and I'm joined by my son, my 11-year-old Rana, and he's going to be cooking with me. So I just wanted to thank Girls Night Live for this opportunity to host this show, and I wanted to thank all of you for joining us. I hope you have lots of fun watching us cook some delicious home-cooked Indian food. So before I do that, I just wanted to give you a quick background of myself. As you may know from Girls Night Live's posts, we make all natural gluten-free seasoning kits for authentic and fusion Indian food. And this journey started actually a long time ago. I actually immigrated from India when I was a teenager. And at that time, as you know, as an awkward teenager, I just wanted to fit in. So I really tried to lose my accent, change my clothes, my look. And it was not till many years later that I actually felt good about being in my own skin and embrace that uniqueness that is me. So I've married my husband, who's a Midwestern gentleman from Chicago, very supportive. And, we have Rana now. So Rana, by the way, means prince in Hindi. And Anar, our company's name, means pomegranate. And it's Rana flipped backwards. So it's a very special company because just like how Rana brings up the best in both of us, and we feel is the best of both of our worlds, we feel Anar is a great blend of both Eastern spices and Western ingredients. So we just love sharing the joy of blending cultures and spices. So my mom actually is the inspiration for my seasoning kit, dry seasoning kit line. And Rana, if you can bring the basket for me, please, honey. Okay, thank you. So we have about 14 different seasoning kits. Whoa, there goes the money shot. That's our secret sauce. It just jumped right out at you. My grandmother passed this down to me. And this secret sauce, the hot curry powder, takes hours to blend, but it's so worth it. And we use it as a base in all our food. And that's what makes our food unique. It's delicious. It's home cooked with the curry powder. And people love it because it's so simple and it's got layers of flavor. And it's family-sized portions. I like to cook big portions. So like one packet feeds like 6 people. Oops, there it is. So one packet feeds 6 people. And, a lot of people who cook Indian food are like, oh, it's hard to make, or it's, have to buy so many different spices. We just like to customize the spicy heat. My husband can't eat too spicy. So by just adjusting the amount of jalapeno per the recipe at the back, we can adjust it. So that's kind of what we do. And we really hope that you enjoy our show. By the way, we are on Girls Night Live Marketplace. And if you feel like it, certainly join us, our newsletter. You can go onto www.anargourmetfoods.com and you can join our newsletter. You get 20% off for doing that. Or, if you just want to shop, you can use code Girls Night Live, which is GNL20, and you get 20% off. So just wanted to put that out there if you love our show and love how it comes out. Are there any questions from me, Becky?
So far, you're all good.
Good. Awesome. So we will start by cooking our flagship product, which is chicken tikka masala. And what we have here, the pack, is our fresh ingredients and step-by-step directions. So these are my mom's and my creations. And, sometimes we do a little bit of fusion. Sometimes we go really authentic. So they have all different flavors and they're awesome. So what we will do is Rana is going to help me cook. By the magic of TV, we shortened the length for cooking, but we felt it would be the optimal for you guys. So first of all, the ingredients you need, let me show you how this works. In each packet, for the most part, you get 2 spice packs. And this is how we layer the food. You have a step 1 and a step 2. So with step 1, typically what I do is marinate the meat. And then step 2, we make the sauce and put everything together. Oh, we also have non-vegetarian, vegetarian food and fusion Indian mixes. I forgot to tell you, I have quite a few allergies, so it's hard for me to eat out. Our seasoning mixes are gluten-free, MSG, soy, nuts, or preservatives. We have none of those. So I'm very careful about what goes in there because, you know, you want to enjoy what you eat and really have delicious food at the same time. All right, Mana. So let us start with step one of chicken tikka masala. So I've already cut the meat. And by the way, I said family size portions. This is for, let me just put down this. There we go. This is for 3 pounds of meat. So you always have plenty of leftovers unless you have a Rana at home. And then, you know, 2 pounds of meat is like gone. So no offense, Rana. He eats well. He's 11 and he's tall. So I'm doing something right. So for step one, you take your step one packet. We have a cup of yogurt here, and yogurt's what makes the chicken really moist and juicy. So I'm not being endorsed, but I tell you, I love Stonyfield. So I use their plain one. Make sure you use plain, low fat or non-fat. That's what I use. So we have a cup of yogurt here already. So Rana, go ahead and put step one packet. Let me grab you a scissors, which is right here. Oh, there you go, honey. Sorry. I go very quick. So if I'm speaking too fast, I can certainly slow down. When I get very excited, I just talk a mile a minute. Greek yogurt is good, is fine. I personally prefer to use Stonyfield, but yeah, Greek yogurt's perfectly fine as long as it's plain. Yeah, so go ahead and dump it in. There we go. All right, perfect. Yep, I'm a neat Nick, so I'm just going to start cleaning away as we go. So, and then with your step one spice packet, that smells really good. Let's put lemon juice, and this is 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. If I can open this cover without spilling it. Yeah. Oh, I got it, kiddo. If it spills on me, better than it spills on you. Here you go. Yep, just pour that in. And you can just put that in the sink if you want. Nice job. Oh, look at that. He even wiped it down. And you just mix it up. Yeah, give it a good mix all around. Yeah, get all the flavors in there. Okay. And scrape the bowl real good. There you go, kiddo. You got it. All right. Now, can I give it a twirl? Okay. I go real quick. There we go. All done. Okay, so now we take that and put that into the chicken. This is 3 pounds of chicken that we have. You can just dump it all in. There we go. Yeah, and then you scrape the sides and stuff so you get all the yummy flavors. Good job, honey. So 3 pounds of chicken, and I like to personally use thigh meat. So it takes a lot, as you know, to clean thigh meat off of the fat. You can certainly use breast meat, and that's okay. I just prefer thigh meat because I tend to think it's a little bit more juicy. Any questions so far on step one? No?
Just the question about if Greek yogurt is okay, and you said it's okay, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yep. And then I'll go ahead, Rana, and mix this up. You want to, I don't know why the oven is beeping, but if you can stop that, that'd be good. So I'm just mixing this up right now. Okay. So typically I like to marinate. Where's the recipe posted? The recipe is at the back of the envelope of the chicken tikka masala. And if you also go on my website, when you click on chicken tikka masala, you'll see the labels. It's on the back label.
I'm also going to drop a PDF of the recipe in the chat again, and then the recipe will be in our thank you emails also. So you should be getting a copy of that right after our presentation.
Okay, so typically I like to marinate this overnight. So we will just put this to the side. You know, I've done it where it's about 2 to 4 hours and it was fine too. And the other tip I want to say is what I like to use is a slightly deeper pan. Can you get me a napkin, please, to wipe it off? I like to use a slightly deeper pan because you get a lot of liquid from the chicken. So it's hard to pull that out of the oven and without spilling the juice. So slightly deeper pan's good. If you're proficient at using a bit of a shallow pan, that's fine. So basically I'll just put this to the side, bear with me. And then this goes in the oven. I thought I was ready with, excuse me. I was ready with popping the, I already have baked chicken and I forgot to pull it out of the oven. So I'll have to do that now. And as you'll see, it's pretty full. So now actually, after I get the chicken out of the oven that's baked for 20 minutes, by the way, that's 350 at 20 minutes, then we can combine that with the sauce. So we'll be making the sauce now. Let me bring it out, honey. You can go ahead and stand here. I'll be bringing that out because it's pretty full and I don't want you to burn yourself or spill it. Okay, so this is good. I think we can manage this. So there you go. This is the tray and it's pretty full. So I'm going to set it down very carefully. Spilled a little bit, but no big deal. Okay, if you want to wait. All right, so step one, just to quickly recap, we marinated the chicken in yogurt, lemon juice, spices, and chicken. All we did is mix that up, put that in the fridge overnight, and then you bring it out next day, pop it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. While you're doing that, you can make the sauce, which is what we'll do now. You want to pop this in the oven? Okay. This is going to be eaten for sure.
What temperature?
350 for 20 minutes. And I just realized I forgot to wipe my pot. If you'd like to switch now, oh, perfect. So we put this now on like a notch below medium heat. Okay. And for step two, what we're doing is putting 1 tablespoon of butter. These are the ingredients you need. Yeah, butter, go ahead and pop that in. Garlic, 2 cloves, jalapeno, half of a thumb-sized jalapeno, tomato sauce, 1 can, and that's plain tomato sauce, and then heavy whipping cream, 1 cup. Yep. So we'll go ahead and let the butter melt. Put that away. And this is where we try not to rush the flavors too much. Otherwise it will, it won't mesh together well. So while we're waiting for the butter to melt, any questions? Or does it seem pretty easy? Thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. Now that the butter is melting, we're going to add our jalapeno and garlic. And here's where you do have to be a little bit careful because we don't want the garlic to burn, so you have to kind of be watchful about it. You want to take a smaller spoon? There we go. Nice job, kiddo. Awesome. You have your jalapeno. I'm sorry, that was garlic, obviously. And now we're going to put the jalapeno in. Okay. And then just keep an eye on it. So this is where we want to make sure it's not burning. And this you're going to want to saute for about a minute, minute and a half till the garlic is like lightly brown. And you'll really smell the fragrance of the garlic and the jalapeno together and butter. Oh my gosh, it's really good. I'm sure you can use, olive oil or margarine, something a little bit healthier. But right now, this is how we roll.
Priya, we do have a couple questions here.
Okay.
Kathy wants to know, do you remove the seeds from the jalapeno?
Good question, Kathy. Love that. This is where you customize the spicy heat. Generally, I found with my seasoning mixes, you use half of a thumb-sized jalapeno. So literally take a jalapeno and measure it. To make it medium spicy heat, you de-seed like half of it. If you want it hotter, or actually I tend to de-seed all of it because my husband can't eat too spicy. If you want it hotter, put the whole jalapeno in and then leave the seeds in. If you want it like super mild, you can even actually go down to quarter of a jalapeno, or you can omit it entirely. I've heard people omit it entirely, and that's perfectly fine. So that's where you can customize it anywhere from hot to like super mild. It takes me 3 or 4 months for each recipe. So I like to tinker with it until I get it just right. So the directions are super simple to follow and you don't have to put too many spice packets in there. So that's how I know about the spicy heat, because we actually taste test with our neighbors. They've been very good about helping me. We taste test and make sure that 99% of the people who try it like it. And once that's done, then the recipe is locked.
Great. And then we also just have a really nice comment here from Jessica. She said she moved to the UK at age 10 and she lost her accent and that she hid from being Indian, but that's all come back to her in her wonderful country of 30 years, Canada, and she cooks Indian food all the time.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. That really believe it or not, that I kind of got choked up because I know that feeling. So good for you for embracing your authentic self, because you know what? Nobody else can be you, just you. So awesome. And thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Oh, that looks good. It's burning a little bit. So let's quickly put in the step 2 packet. There you go. And it's not too burnt, so we're okay. It's just like a little bit darker golden brown, but that's okay. Put it all the way down and just, yeah, go ahead. Nice job, honey. And then mix it all up. And when you mix it up, you want to keep stirring for a good, as you can see, it gets a little bit thick. You want to let that going for a good minute, minute and a half. Just keep stirring it so the spices blend. If it sticks to the pot, just keep stirring it and scraping it a little bit. That's why I like to use the non-stick pan, so it's easier to do. Yeah, and I'll get some of this stuff out of the way. Yeah, want me to pour it in? Okay. Okay. Just a little bit more. When you start seeing the spices stick to the bottom of the pot, if you can see that, that's when you know, there you go. Is that better? Mm. Good. That's when you know that it's done. I wouldn't go more than 2 minutes, for stirring. So now go ahead and put the tomato sauce in, kiddo. You can put the spoon to the side. There you go. And I will measure out, excuse me. I will measure out 1 cup of the heavy whipping cream. Here you go, honey. Yeah, and you can turn it down a little bit more. Put the cap back on. There we go. Nice job. All done. Okay, so now you got to let that bubble for about, we mix it up and then we put the cover on with a tight lid and then let that go for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you do think about using a pressure cooker, I would just caution you, because with the pressure cooker, if the chicken sticks at the bottom, I burnt it. So I would encourage not to do that. Plus it only really takes 20 minutes. So it's really not a bad thing. So we'll try to speed it up by making it bubble a little bit faster. So you can just close it, honey. Yep. There we go. So that's really it. So to recap, step 2, we have added, want to make sure I do this right. We put 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 garlic cloves that were minced, jalapeno, half of a thumb size for medium heat, 1 can tomato sauce, which is 16 ounces, heavy whipping cream, 8 ounces. For a dairy-free option, I'm lactose intolerant, but I just take my lactate pill for this. For a dairy-free option, you can use unsweetened coconut milk, but make sure it's unsweetened. So really the ingredients are pretty simple. There's nothing, extraordinary that you have to run to a specialty store to buy. So now we're going to let that go. So while that is bubbling, we're going to move that slightly to the side. Oh, that's okay. Or you know what, it's bubbling. We're going to speed it up for television time. What we're going to do, pretend that 15 minutes have gone and it's bubbled out a lot. And then we're going to take our chicken that we put in the oven for 20 minutes and put that right into the liquid. So let's do this, kiddo. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and do this. Okay. All right. Do you want to put it in?
Okay.
I'll
Is
get
it done bubbling or no?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. For this sake, it's okay. So now what we can do, can I show you how to do this? So I just kind of scoop that in and put that in there, okay? So I would make sure to use, like Rana's using, a slotted spoon, because as you can see, there's a lot of liquid on the plate. So you don't want to necessarily use all that liquid, because if you do, that's okay, but you have to boil it off and it'll take a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. There is a no-bake recipe variation of this. With that, I generally just marinate everything and put everything right on the stove. But if you do that, just give it an extra 10 minutes or so for extra liquid to boil off. So it dilutes and then thickens the sauce. So that's really it. That's how we make chicken tikka masala. It's that easy. Any questions about that?
No questions so far.
Awesome. So we're going to put this in, and then we're going to give you that bonus treat from my mom, and that is coconut rice. I love my mom's cooking. I'm telling you, she's my inspiration. It's because of her that I started this business, because people love her food, and decades later, they're raving about it. And it's, but they don't know where to start, and that's why we try to make it easy. Okay. So after you're done, we'll shift everything to make the coconut rice. And you guys, when I first started this process, my Achilles heel when I was watching, the cooking shows, they do a fantastic job with all these exotic dishes, and they'd say, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'll be like, well, how much and how long? And so I've used that Achilles heel to help all of you. So at the back of the packet, you know exactly how much you need, how long it takes, and when, and that's why the dishes always come out perfect. Okay. And we're almost done with this. And by the way, you can throw in any veggies and all if you like to at this point. I've had friends who threw in like Brussels sprouts, green beans. If you want to, there's always plenty of leftovers. If you want to extend that meal, you can always pop in veggies and stuff, and then you have like a full-fledged meal with just the sauce. It works really, really well. And these freeze also very well. Recently, I went on vacation and we just made it, froze it, thawed it. They freeze for 1 to 2 months, and it was awesome. It was so nice to have home cooked food away when we were away at our Airbnb. So that's good. Awesome. No questions?
No questions.
Awesome. So again, you guys can find us at the Girls Night Live Marketplace. You can join our newsletter, because I do many variations on this. This can be eaten with tacos. It's really, really good. It's amazing. So, we do little tidbits like that once every couple of months, once a month or twice a month. And if you want a discount, if you feel like buying some spices, it's GNL 20, and you can go and shop for that at www.anargourmetfoods.com. So we good? Awesome. Rana, high five. Nice job. He does well under pressure. Okay, So what we're going to do, kiddo, is if you can turn that stove on, we're going to slide it over and then get our pot ready for coconut rice.
This one or this one?
This one, please.
Okay.
Yeah, just for this, we'll just push that away.
Priya, you're getting some love from Instagram Live. People are happy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is like my heart, this is my passion. So I appreciate it. This is my second career. I call it my midlife crisis, but I'm telling you it's delicious. So I haven't looked back. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get ready for our coconut rice. And this was a little bit ambitious to make 2 dishes, but I wanted you guys to get the full treatment because I'm telling you, chicken tikka masala and coconut rice is awesome. The recipe for that is on my website. So feel free to go and just download it. You really don't need to use too many exotic ingredients. So for basmati rice, the ingredients you need, let's bring it all out here and we can flip the thing down. Yeah. It's super simple. And just go ahead and flip it, honey. Thank you. He's such a good chef. Okay, so these are the ingredients you need. You need your basmati rice. This is 1 cup that I've soaked. I would highly suggest soaking it in warm water for at least 30 minutes ahead of time to soften it. Then we have your cashews. You can omit it if you have nut allergies. And this is just about 6 or 7 cashews that are broken in half, but it gives a really good nutty taste. Then you have your olive oil, which you use 2 teaspoons, onions, 1/4 cup, and they're preferably purple, but if you use yellow onions, that's fine. I have our jalapeno, which is that half a thumb sized jalapeno de-seeded. You don't need to worry about this being too hot because when you add your coconut milk, it really neutralizes any heat, but it gives you a good flavor. Then you have turmeric. That's half a teaspoon. Salt, 3/4 teaspoon. And I have unsweetened coconut milk here. And then water. So really you have your olive oil, cashews, rice, salt, turmeric, onions, jalapeno, and coconut milk. That's all you need. It's super simple. And after we start making it, I will tell you how you can double the recipe because 1 cup raw rice is equal to 2 cups cooked rice. So if you have a large family, you want to feed more, you double the recipe. So I can tell you how to do that. And it's not very different. Okay, so in here, Rana, let's start with, let's flip it up now. And we're going to go to the stove. So here is, let's turn it on. And let's turn it on to medium heat. We need 2 teaspoons of this. So it's teaspoons, not tablespoons. Because I generally tend to use tablespoons. That's awesome, Rana. Perfect. Here. And you got you can just put that on there. That's fine. And then in that, we put your diced onions. So go ahead and put that. And the onions, you don't have to caramelize them like a lot. So just 3 or 4 minutes to kind of soften it. Here, let's get you another spoon, honey. There we go. There we go.
Priya, Bexy from Facebook says, your family is so lucky, smiley face, and so cute that your son is helping you. Great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you know what? We feel very, very blessed. My little mantra, by the way, you guys, when I make my spices, I try not to be in a bad mood because I feel whatever I do, you'll feel it. So we always try to have joy in our hearts. And some days, like everybody else, it's a little bit difficult. So I've read a lot of motivational books, and I learned the best way to be joyful is to have gratitude. So I just literally, on like a day that I'm having a really hard time, this is my quick fix. You use whatever you want, but I pictured this. This is our cheek kiss. He used to be a lot smaller, so I had to bend down, but just that love that you feel is more than enough to realize how blessed we are. So that's my little thing. And thank you for that comment. I appreciate it. We're just very blessed, and, we want to share that with everybody else in whatever form that may be. So that, you guys, you're making me feel so much love. Thank you. So we'll turn that up a little bit right now. And you can turn that. Oh, sorry. Too many hands in the pot. So just get it kind of soft. And as promised, if you want to double the recipe, what you do, by the way, this is on my website, you put 2 cups of rice instead of 1 cup, soak that for 30 minutes. You change the proportion of coconut milk. So instead of half a cup of coconut milk, you use 1 cup of coconut milk and 3 cups of water. Right now, we'll be using 1.5 cups of water. So these directions are not on the website if you want to double the recipe. So feel free to DM me. I just haven't had time to update that. And you probably will want to use a little bit more salt, but that's really all the change you need. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So I would say get it a little bit, tiny bit softer. For me, the secret to Indian cooking starts with the base, and the base is really like onions. For other dishes where I use onions, I don't rush it. If you try to rush it, it'll taste, like my mom says, a little bit raw and it won't taste good. So, if you decide to get some packets, when they say caramelize the onions at 5 to 7 minutes, I'm saying a good 5 to 7 minutes, and make them, like my dad says, make sure the onions are dancing on the pan. So, let them take their time, saute, and let it do its thing. Because if you get that right, the other things you can, it's very forgiving if you mess up in other ways. But that I would highly suggest to stick to it. This one, my mom told me you don't need to do that as much, so just soften it 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, I think this is good, right? Okay, so the next step is jalapeno. By the way, I put water into the cashews, so you just drain the water. So that's just to soften it. So we put jalapenos, and that was half of thumb size de-seeded. And now we're going to put, okay, you can go ahead and put that. He likes to do it by himself, and I tried to get in there as a mom and help. He's like, nope, I'll do it. So he's got it. So we put our jalapenos and cashews, and then we just saute that for 1 to 2 minutes. And then we're going to, here's half a teaspoon, right, for the turmeric. How are we doing on time, Becky?
We are good. We're good on time.
Awesome.
Lisa is wondering about the warm water to soften cashews.
You know what? I just put it in just room temperature water. But that's a great question.
I think, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
More love from IG Live.
Yay! Love to you guys. Thank you for your time.
So
yeah, why don't we mix the cashews in a little bit more, just stir it. I'll turn the pot down because I turned it up a little bit high. Yeah, that's good. So maybe just let it hang out for about 30 more seconds, and I'll get things out of the way. Okay, go ahead and put the turmeric in. So turmeric is half a teaspoon. Yeah, nice job. Okay. By the way, you guys, I love chicken tchotchkes. Just went to Virginia Beach for vacation and picked this little cool thing up. Isn't that cute? I just love the little trivet, but now I don't know what to, I don't want to put anything on it because I don't want to dirty it. So silly. But I realized I had a passion for cooking when for one of my Christmases, Mom gave me this beautiful coat. She sent me this awesome coat. And I looked at it. I'm like, I have coats. I'm like, Mom, do you mind if I swap this out for Teflon cookware? So that's when I knew. I'm like, oh my goodness, I really have a passion for this. So luckily my mom's very forgiving, and she said, yeah, no problem. Okay, so we put our turmeric in. Now what we do is drain the water from the basmati rice. So I'll just go ahead and do it real quick here. And then now, so the way I drain it, I just hold it and then just tip the water over like that. Tip the bowl over. There we go. Do you want to put this in now?
Okay.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Go ahead and put that. I'm just going to grab a paper towel from here. Yep. And then, yeah, we got that. Awesome, nice job. He actually does make the coconut rice. There are times when he's just like, nope, this is what I want to eat. I said, let's go for it. Go make the coconut rice. That's not a problem. But I do stay near because I'm a little bit nervous that he'll get burnt or anything. So I kind of keep my eye on it. So the coconut rice, the coconut milk makes sure it's unsweetened. Because we've made the mistake of using sweetened sometimes and it just doesn't work. So make sure it's unsweetened and then mix it well too. Because usually when you get a can, you dump it out, you gotta mash it up so everything, the juice and the thicker part of it meshes well. So here you go, right? So that's half a cup of coconut milk, unsweetened. Awesome. Then you mix that up. I'll take that. And I'm telling you, this is really good. I actually just really, really good. Just the coconut milk by itself. I made like fake pina colada. So I just take that. I put in pineapple juice, mix it up and just have that. It's awesome. Not fake, virgin pina coladas. Oh, bless you. Okay, and now we put 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And the reason why I do that is I don't want it to get too salty. I have noticed because I made a batch of this last night, so we have it ready for the show. You did have to add half a teaspoon more, I'm sorry, 1/4 to half a teaspoon more of salt after, so it just kind of hits that right mark. So, you know, just remember if it's not quite the salt taste, okay, we got it. Yeah, yeah, if it's not quite that salt taste that you want, whoops, I know. Technical, go ahead and put the salt in, but I got it. Okay, so be careful putting that so it's not too salty. Okay. What I did forget is I'm supposed to put water before, but the recipe is quite forgiving, so I'm not worried. We'll just put it now. So I'll get some water. And where did I put the measuring cup? Yeah, the measuring cup ran away with the
Right here.
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna just rinse that out. Make sure there's no yogurt in it because I don't know how that will affect the taste. So now this is 1.5 cups of the, here, is that one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That, and I'll have to put my glasses on to put the other half. You have to be very, go ahead, put it in back. You have to be very careful about the ratio of water and coconut oil in here. Half a cup there, because otherwise it gets too mushy and then you have to kind of dry it out a little bit. So the process for that is a little bit cumbersome. So I try to stick to the amount of liquid that goes in. So you want to mix it up and then put the lid on it. Thank you. So the process for, got it? Here you go. You did an awesome job. I love that color. It looks really rich and awesome. I can put the grains of rice on the side if you can. So for this recipe, if you use 1 cup of water, then I'm sorry, back that up. If you use 1 cup of raw rice, and I like to use basmati rice because it comes out really fluffy, you use 2 cups of water. If you double the recipe, and if you use 2 cups of raw basmati rice, then you use 4 cups of liquid. And by that, I mean, for this, I hope I'm not confusing, and I'll repeat it again if I am. For 1 cup of raw rice, I use half a cup of coconut milk and 1.5 cups of water. When you double the recipe, use 1 cup of coconut milk and 3 cups of water. I hope that helped. Any questions about that?
And with the rice, you also got
No questions.
Okay.
Irene says everything looks delicious though.
Awesome. Good, good, good. So now the coconut rice, I put that on medium heat, let it come to a boil, and then turn it down real low. So medium low. And that should be, thank you, Irene, by the way. I appreciate that. So that will be like, my stove goes up to medium is 5 for me. So I bring it down to 3. Set the timer for 10 minutes. And then check and see how it is. If it's still a little bit mushy, but almost cooked, turn it down like even low, like to 2, and open up the lid and let it just take its time. You don't want to try and cook it too fast because it will burn. So that's where I say on my recipe on my website, 15 minutes, but start at 10 minutes, monitoring it. And then if it's almost done, but not quite there, take off the lid, let it dry out. If it's too dry, you can add a couple of tablespoons of water and let it go again. I hope that helps. But again, I'm very accessible. You can always ping me. I have my Shopify storefront, or DM me or anything like that. People have done that while they're cooking. I don't have a problem. I'm this cheerful even at 3 a.m. in the morning. So much to my husband's chagrin. But yeah, that's not a problem. I'm happy to help. I don't want to hover, but I'm here for you. So what I can do, since this is going to take time, we have already prepared the dish. So we're going to show you what it looks like. And I know my son's going to be very happy because this is his favorite dish. So Rana, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, I have it all ready for you, honey. Don't you worry. So here is our dish. So we have chicken tikka masala and then the coconut rice. You guys are welcome to hang out till it's done to see how it comes out. Let me see. Yeah, it's bubbling now. But so when it starts to bubble, turn down the coconut rice to like low, like medium low. Yeah. But in the interest of time, I just wanted to show you what the completed dish looks like. Are there any questions for me?
No questions. Maybe we could just get a close-up shot of that bowl. If you could maybe bring it towards.
Oh, turn it down. Turn
Yeah.
that.
That looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty good. Rana, you're welcome to go ahead and taste it if you want. He's already like, wait, let them get a good shot of it before it's all done. Okay. Did you guys get a good shot?
Looks
There we
great. Yeah,
go.
looks so good.
Awesome. He can't wait. I have to have my lactate filled if I eat it, but you can go ahead. Good, good. That bowl is going to be gone very quickly. So again, you guys, thank you so much. We're going to be hanging out and just letting the rest of the dishes keep cooking. But feel free to, if you want to go online, I'm at www.anar, my son's Rana's name spelled backwards, .anargourmetfoods.com. We have that special 20% off till 8/30, which is August 30th. So just put in code GNL20. We're also on the GNL marketplace, so feel free to do that. And certainly, please do join our new newsletters because we have awesome, creative, fun ways to make cooking really, really easy. Because that's what life should be easy for us all.
Yeah.
So certainly, do that. And it's been such a pleasure talking to all of you. And I love the comments and the heartfelt emojis. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Priya, Rana. You did an amazing job. Yeah,
Come on, Ra.
goodbye. Thank you to everyone in the audience for joining us. We are going to